Hey guys, welcome to QAConnect. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about, a question that is mostly asked by the interviewers. And of course, if you are an automation tester or you are going towards the automation, even if you are new to Java or you are learning Java, this is a very frequently asked question by the interviewer. And of course, this is like something that we need to do in our daily tasks as well, even if we are automating or doing certain things in development. So this is related to the string, and today's video is about how to find the unique characters from a string. So unique characters means when you guys already know that uh, there is a string. If there is a string and that string contains some characters in it, so let's suppose we are having this string QAConnect, and we know that in this QAConnect, Q is having the occurrence that is one time, A is also one time, C you can see is two times, N is two times, O is one times, and E is one time, T is one time. So we can say that Q, A, O, E, and T are the unique characters from this QAConnect string, right? So, so the occurrence is not more than one in a string. Like the characters, those are not occurred more than once in a string. So we have to find out those characters and we have to print it. So I'm going to do that in this video. So let's get started uh, with the program. So I already assume that you guys are already having the IDE in your system. So let's start with the class. So I'm creating a new class, that is uh, find unique characters in string. Okay, so this is the program. I'll take public static void main here, and okay, so first of all I'll take a string str is equal to, this is a string. Okay, I'm taking every character in lowercase. You can take it in uppercase as like the normal sentence, but what we will do is we'll convert it into either in lowercase or in uppercase, right? So that will be helpful for us because it's easier to, like, for the compiler to know that this T and this T are similar. So we have to make it like in a similar uh, case. So okay, so currently I'm taking this string, this is a string, and we have to find the unique characters from this string. Okay, so what are the things that we need to perform in this program? So this is string. What are the things that we need to do? So we have to find out a way, like to find the unique characters. First we need to know that how many characters are there in this string, and for every character we have to find out the count of that character. So let's suppose this T is occurring, this is occurring two times, so the count of this T should be 2, and then of course we'll look up to H, and like we have to find out how many times H is there in this whole string, and similar to I, and then S, then A, of course. So how we will do this thing, how we'll do uh, in my program, what I'm going to use is, uh, you guys are already aware about the collections in Java. If you're not, of course, you need to study something related to collections in Java. So we have maps in Java in collection, right? So we will use map. So just for the brief, okay, map in Java actually stores the value in, I mean, the in key and value pair. The data that you store in map is in either, I mean, it will be in key and value pair, right? So here we are having, okay, we have to find out the unique character. So every character is key for us, right? And the count of that character is the value of that key, right? So we have to store all those characters and their values. Like if t is occurring 2 times, so that t should be stored in a map. uh, okay, how, let me give you the example. So like how it will be stored, it will be like this. Like if we say s 2 times, right, and then we are having uh, t 2 times, right? So likewise we are storing the value. So this is, you can say that uh, the key value pair of a map, right? This is the key s, the characters are the key, and the count, we can say, is the value for it, right? So okay, so we were, I'm going to use map, right? So my map is actually like in collection Java, we used to have like the data that is stored in maps is in key and value pair, right? So how we'll do that, how we'll uh, like find that those unique characters. So how we'll store the these well these like characters and their occurrences in map, that we need to find out. So before that, we have to actually create a map object, right? So it's in key and value. So key will be in character and value is in, like, the count should be integer, and we will count character is equal to new. Okay, so we can take hash map, and so the key will be character and the integer will be integer, right? Semicolon. So in this way, okay, we are importing map java.util, right? So we have already imported it. Okay, so actually we need map for storing the values in key and value pair of every particular character that presents in the string, and the count of that character that exists in that string. So we need map. Now how will iterate with respect to this map? Okay, so we need to actually uh, go through every single character of that string. How you'll go through with every single character of that string is by using the for loop. Okay, so what we'll apply in that for loop is for, or we can apply for each, right? So what we are doing is for each char c of what, of this string. Now as I already told you, this string should be either in lowercase or in uppercase. So we know that there is a function that is 2char array, right? 2char array. So this function, when applies to this string, it is actually giving the characters of that string, right? Every character, for each character, that means t, then h, then I, we are actually applying the for loop, right? So now, okay, since this is both in upper and lower case, this string, so we have to convert it into either in lowercase or in uppercase. So first we need to convert. We can do that. str dot to lowercase, and then we can apply to char array, right? Okay, we can do that in two different lines, but I'm actually doing it in single line. You can do this thing like this as well, str dot to lowercase, right? You can make it like this, you can store it, and then of course you can apply str dot to char array, but I am actually doing it in single line. Okay. Okay, so for each character, what we are doing is we have to find since this map that we have created, count character, is currently empty, right? So we have to put the character that is coming from this string, right? So for every character we have to check, since initially the map will be empty, so for the first time we need to check the character. If that character exists, then we have to put the value increase, like if that character already exists. So since initially it will be, I mean, there will be nothing in that map, so what we'll do is we will, there is a method that is put now, count character dot put. So for each character C, we are putting this character, and that is the character key. So C we are putting, but value we need to check. So initially the value of any or the map that exists is having the null value. So for every character we are doing, so this is the first character that will come here, will be T, and so we are putting T in the map. Currently it is having nothing. So what will be the value of that T in the map will be 0, right? So we have to increase the value, like if it is coming from the like this is the first time the T is going to enter in map, so the value will be 1. But of course we need to check, like for this particular map dot get or default object key, so we need to find that whether the C exists in that like this character exists in the map. If that exists, then there should be some value of that we need to provide, and if that doesn't exist, then we have to put the value as 0. Okay, so here we are not using get, we are only using get or default, because I need to explain that. So if we are using get here, so we are having the option of get, right? So we need to find the value of get C. Like in this map, initially it will be like nothing in this map, but once it will be, I mean, there will be some data in the map. So let's suppose first time the iteration happens, and first character is T, so T has been put in the map, and the value of T will be 1, right? Because it is the first time. Initially the map will be 0, right? You already know that. So the map, when the map will be 0, there will be nothing in the map. So when there will be nothing in the map, the first time, for the first time when T enters in the map, it will find we have to find out whether that T exists in the map or not. So we are finding out by using get C. So in the map we are using dot get method, and we are getting the value of what character T. So initially there is not T in the map, so it will return a null value, right? Because get method initially returns what it returns you can return the value to which the specified key is mapped, or null if this map contains no mapping for the key. So initially there will be no mapping, so it will return null. So when it will return null, you will get the null pointer exception with respect to that. So to avoid it, what we will do is we are using get or default. So what it will do, it will first check that whether that character exists in the map. If it doesn't exist, it will provide you the value as null. So when the value will be null, we are putting the value as default value to be 0, right? So in this way we are handling that null part. So I'll explain that again. First we need to check. So of course, so the very first time when like the t is going to enter in the map, there will be the value of t will be null. So we'll provide 0 as the default value of t, and we are actually increasing because this is the first time t is entering in the map, so we are increasing it to +1, right? So in this way it is going to put the value for every, like the second time it will check for h of course doesn't exist in the map, so it will like create another value for h, and that will be like this. Like for the third time it will go for I also doesn't exist, so it will be like this, and then it will go for s also doesn't exist for the first time, it will increase 1, and then again I will come, and since I will come, it will check, okay, I already exists in that, it will get the value of I, the value of I is 1, so here it will check the value, like return the value as 1, and we are adding 1 plus 1 here, so it will be updated to 2, right? So in this way it will get updated in the map. So in count character we will have all the characters, and of course their count as well. So this is the map, right? Okay, so now for every map we already know that for every map these are the key value pairs, and like you know that this is the row, and this is the another row, and this is the another row. So these are the entries of map, right? So when you study map, you'll get to know that for every map entry we are having what we need to use is we have to actually go through for every entry of the map. For every entry we use map.entry. So right, we don't have to iterate with respect to like every row key and value. Like we don't have to iterate with respect to key and then its value, then key, then the second row's key, then value. We just in map we are using map.entry for every entry that exists in the map. We are using it to iterate, like it will be easier to iterate with respect to, because we are having multiple we can have multiple data in the map, multiple rows, multiple entries in the map, so we are using map.entry. So every we don't have to iterate with respect to the key and then value of that particular map's key value entries. What we are doing is we are directly accessing the row with respect to the map those are existing in the map. So we are using map.entry, right? Okay, so this is also in key and value, so we are using character and then integer. Okay, so since we are going to iterate, we are using for loop. Okay, map.entry, and we have to provide the reference, and this is the map count character, and there is a method in map that we used to use, and that is entry set. So entry set actually is giving all the rows those exist in the count character. So we have already put the data in count character, right? Now we have to accessing, we need to access the data, and we have to find like iterate with respect to data. Why we are using this loop, I'll let you know. So you know, for map.entry, like we are actually getting the every entry that exists in count character, that means in this map. So we are using entry set method. Okay, this method actually returns all the entries those are existing in the uh, map, that is count character, right? So we are iterating with respect to that, and what we need to do, sorry, we are using for each loop. I'm really sorry. So for each entry that exists in count character dot entry set, for each entry that exists in count character dot entry set, that means every row that exists in the count character, this is the map that we are having, for each, what we are going to do, that we need to find if entry dot get value is equal to 1. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, we are checking how many characters are having the value as 1. Like we want only those characters, those are existing in the string only, or actually are not repetitive. So those exist in the string only once in the string. So we have to find only those characters. So as we are actually iterating towards the map. So for every row we have to find, like for every entry that exists in the map, what we are doing is we need to check for every entry. This is the key and value of every entry, like for so for this entry, what we are going to do is we need to check whether its value is 1 or not. If its value is 1, what we are going to do is we need to store only those unique characters into a separate list, or we will store it into a list. So what we need to do is we have to create a list that is of character is equal to new array list. Okay, so I have imported the list. So we are having the will be 1. So in that scenario, if the value will be 1, in that scenario we have to add that particular character into this list, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that or add that into this list. So every entry, so I'm talking about every entry that exists. So entry dot get key. So this is added in this unique character. So okay, here what I'm checking is whether that value is 1 or not. For every entry there, look here, we can see that okay, for every entry there is some value. So first we need to check whether that value is 1 or not. If that value is more than 1, okay, then we are not adding the value into the list, because we are creating a separate list that only that should only contain the unique values or unique characters coming from the string, right? So we are adding only those are having the value as 1, right? So entry dot get value is equal to 1. If then we are adding it. So in this way, we are having the unique characters, those are having the value as 1 only. Okay, I here used hash map. So okay, so we need to, as I already told you, we have to print the list of unique characters. So list of unique characters in the string is, okay, what we need to do is we have to print this unique characters. This contains the list, those are not occurring more than 1. Okay, so if we'll run this program, let's run it. As you can see, we are having A, R, G, H and N. Okay, so A occurs only once, so this is the unique character. R occurs only one, so it's also the unique character. G occurs only once, so it's also the unique character. H occurs only one, so it's also the unique character, and N. So in this way, we can find the unique characters in a string. Now one more thing, we can see that the answer, like the what we are printing is coming as A, R, G, H, N. It's not in order, as like the order is, this is a string, so the first unique character should be H here, because it is coming in this way. So to maintain the order, what we can do is we can use linked hash map, right? So we have used hash map. So hash map and linked map hash map are two different maps. So to maintain the order, we generally use linked hash map. So we have to import linked hash map. You will see the the order of the characters will be similar to the way the string we are having. So if I run this program once again, we'll have, see, the H is coming first time, then A, of course, then R, then N, and then G, right? So in this way, we can find the unique characters from a string. I hope this is like you guys are able to understand this. Of course, one more thing that I was actually telling you earlier, like if we are not using this get or default, what will happen is, I need to explain this as well once again. So if we'll use get, we are not using get or default. I was talking about the null pointer exception that you will get. So if you talk about only if we say that this C, okay, and we are adding the value here, sorry, 1. So very first time, because the map will not have any was not have anything, so if I'll run this, you'll get this null pointer exception here, right? So cannot invoke this java.lang integer.int value, because the return value of this map object is null, because initially the map will be map was null, right? There was nothing in this map. So the first time when it will run, of course it will return the null value initially, and when you add something in null value, it will not be added, so it will return the null pointer exception here. So that is why what we are using is, to avoid this exception, we are using get or default here. So we need to provide the default value as 0, right? Because initially the value of any of the character will be 0, right? So in this way, we can find the unique characters from a string. I hope you understand this. So if you like this video, and if you like what I have explained, please like and subscribe my channel, and I'll try to explain these kind of questions, and of course the questions those are actually very helpful towards like automation, and of course those are helpful to Java and people who are actually like in the initial days of Java and learning Java, and this is very helpful to you, to you